This channel is for immature audiences only. It is not for children, only for childish adults. We might play some video games that kids also like, but we say words like fuck and shit with alarming frequency and make crude, inappropriate, and morbid jokes all the damn time. Level 0 NPCs assumes no responsibility if your idiot spawn watches this and gets traumatized.
Da 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 da
Da da da da.
da 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 da. Oh wait, shit! I almost forgot.
Go ahead. I thought you were gonna surprise us with like a competent rendering of the Krull theme.
Oh
on
yeah,
your harmonica.
Here we go. Here we go. That's.
I don't think that was it.
That's
but
not it.
yeah,
That's
all
not
right.
it. I'll just practice the whole time.
Oh man. I know there's at least one viewer that would be disinclined to finish watching the video if you did that.
It would be
Oh,
interesting
you really?
to watch a version of Krull that was scored as if it were a movie about prospectors.
If we could find a way to like isolate only the vocal track, like just have Matt go in and play all of the music in Krull just with the harmonica in the background instead of the actual score.
Or is Santa gonna bring us all harmonicas for Christmas?
Ooh. Well,
That'd be the
Maybe.
dream, to get all the original film and just do your own director's cut.
oh yeah, we
Would
could
be a Santa Rel or a Relta Claus?
Relta Claus. Hey.
Hello. Yes. Hello. Hey.
Happy KRULLcember.
Happy KRULLcember, everybody.
Happy KRULLcember.
Yeah.
It's the
Hey.
last month of the year, and that means arbitrarily we have decided that it is a celebration of Krull, the science fiction fantasy action movie from the 1980s.
It
I
hasn't
love
been it hasn't been an easy year for a lot of us.
No.
But we made it, and we know that we made it because KRULLcember is here. The one
This is all-
holiday that I carry in my heart all the year
Yeah.
round.
Yeah.
That's how we got through it, because we knew that we had this to look forward to. So
Yeah.
just hang in
Julia,
there.
all
Hang in
year there was no bigger thing on your calendar than getting
No.
to
Got to get to KRULLcember.
KRULLcember.
You just got just laser focused on KRULLcember. You just aim yourself at KRULLcember. You try to get the arc right. You want to land. You want to stick that landing. And I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. You're just looking forward to seeing Rel.
So
Julia
much.
was more crushed than any of us at the when we had to postpone KRULLcember.
Beside myself.
Inconsolable.
Crushed like the shepherd in the introductory chapter. of
Oh,
the Krull
yeah.
novel.
Oh, yeah. We all remember that, right?
I've got a bad memory, so maybe not. You know, and to be fair,
It was in the novelization. It wasn't in the film. Don't worry about it.
I've only seen Krull once, and it was with you guys, and it was last year, I guess. So I don't remember almost nothing about this movie. But that's cool.
Wow.
That's all right.
You'll have to go and rewatch it.
Yeah.
You can, yeah,
you just go,
see it anytime.
Yes.
Wow, well, maybe we'll do it again. You know, we should watch it every KRULLcember. I mean,
If we don't do a watch party, Matt, I want to watch it on your big ass TV sometime this
Yeah.
December.
we're gonna do it. I put it on as an example. I got a new TV. It's a big fella, and I put it on and for years, it's been a few years. Alex has been looking for what the Glaive says,
Oh,
like
my
the
God.
actual runes on it, but nothing has been big or high resolution enough to see it until I paused it randomly on one shot of him on Colton's belt.
And there was the Krullphabet, clear as day.
The Krullphabet right
The
there.
Rosetta Stone. Incredible.
My God.
Did you say Colton instead of Colwyn?
I said Colwyn, but my throat caught in the middle of the word.
But your throat said Colton?
So my throat said Colton.
with a T that you don't make with your throat.
Colton.
I didn't
Go back.
blink 'cause
Calling
I don't remember.
Colwyn Colton is incredibly funny, though.
That's not even funny to me because I don't remember his name. It could be
What? Oh my gosh.
Not remembering his name is equally funny.
Yeah, I actually love that there's one of us that is so indifferent to Krull. It's almost
lukewarm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, if that.
If anything, a little hostile.
Maybe
All of our seasonal, Krull festivities are contingent on our sort of overall well-being on the week when we record. But one thing I want to do is a Rel makeover for Julia, where we propose and implement various design changes that'll make him more palatable.
Yeah, I hope you guys
I considered as a part of that going in and like finding images, even if still images of like some attractive Hollywood guy, I don't know, Chris Evans or something, and then like superimposing his face over Rel in every scene that he's in.
Oh, I didn't even think of using.
Maybe I'll do that next time.
I didn't even think of photoshopping like actual people into Cyclopses.
So maybe I'll do that and we can present that as well. We'll do a Rel makeover episode during KRULLcember this year. So
let's do it. Trying
to get Krull into a state where Julia is excited to watch.
I'm excited. Yeah, I think we can do that. I think we can fix Rel. Not that he needs to be fixed, by the way, objectively.
No. I know it's my
but
problem.
But for you, we'll do it.
Yeah.
For you, we'll do it.
Oh my goodness, you guys! I just feel so warm and fuzzy right now.
Well, what is KRULLcember if not a time to come together and give? That's what it is. It's all about, I don't know, something your fellow man.
Mm-hmm. Something your fellow man.
Yeah.
It's you
Protecting
carry
him from the forces of the beast.
You carry the spirit of KRULLcember with you all year long, and then the ghost of Rel will show up on a fire mare and give you a gift.
It's classic. You're gonna love it. First of all, before we get into what we're doing today, and it's probably in the thumbnail. Probably. Also, I hope you liked the Krull versions of the four of us that I did. That was fun. It was good.
Yeah, they were excellent.
It was a good time.
I love all of Matt's portraits of us. That's easily my favorite.
Well, thanks. Well, you guys haven't even seen it colored yet. Because I haven't done it yet. But
it's already easily my favorite, even seeing the incomplete line work.
Wow.
If I got them soon enough, then maybe I'll put them down on the bottom row of this video and animate their mouths moving to our conversation.
Holy
like
shit.
In
Hell yeah.
Pork Features.
Wow. Okay, I'll do what I can.
Yep.
First, as anybody who's been following us for the last little while goes, we have been talking about the Speakeasy in town here and the weekly code words.
Indeed.
Well, this past weekend, Alex and I went with a couple other friends of ours, and I can tell you, it was a time.
It a little bit ruled.
It a little bit ruled.
Yeah, it was kind of great. Like we waited upstairs for a bit until there was like a table open, and then we got to sit sort of back in this cool little corner.
But wait! You got to start at the beginning. What was the passphrase?
If there was no wind, row.
Oh, so that was from last week.
Oh, was that bullshit?
That was the
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the worst passwords yet. So we were going in with low expectations.
Yeah. Like I walked in the door, an employee came up to me and she was like, "Hi, how can I help you?" And I was like, "If there's no wind, row." And she's like, "Okay, well, they're all full up down there, but why don't you come and sit back?" I'm like, "No, this is supposed to be hush hush." She's like, "We'll just sit you at a table, and when they open up, we'll get you in there." I'm like, "Okay." You know, I was kind of hoping it would be a little more, you know.
I was pretty
little more
sure that I had
clandestine.
done the Speakeasy before, but I did not remember the environment that we were taken to, because we went like back like through the kitchen and down a hallway and like through a scary looking door where they have to let you out again.
So maybe the drink tasting competition thing that you went to was not in the Speakeasy proper?
No, that was just downstairs in the middle spoon. I guess that's just a space they use for lots of stuff. But I was pretty sure that years ago, before that, I had been to the Speakeasy. And I guess I wasn't on either occasion. I guess the last time it was just getting cocktails in the downstairs part of the middle spoon. Because the Speakeasy is a whole other interesting environment with like, you know, candles and exposed brick and pictures of criminals on the walls.
It's awesome.
Nice.
It looks like a little secret thing. Somebody needs to take you in. They have to let you in. And then they have to let you out. You can't leave on your own.
Near the end of
badass.
near the end of our stay, an adjacent table filled up with a group of people who, like a group of like middle-aged people who only know one another because their children are friends. You know, like just having like a loud conversation about their boring ass lives. And the vibes kind of plummeted a little bit. But up until then, it a little bit ruled. Like I don't drink, as most of you probably already know, and I just ordered a meal because the whole kitchen's available. So I just had like a sandwich and some tea. It was great.
I drank. Oh boy, did I drink. I got some really awesome cocktails. They made some cool stuff there.
Do they have
Like-
mocktails? Like anything for Alex, like fancy non-alcoholic cocktails?
I didn't ask, but they might have.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. But their drink menu was on 2 pieces of wood. It was awesome. I had a blast. We were sitting among pictures of like mugshots of criminals and stuff. It was like old school criminals. I
I was
felt
gonna say like Donald Trump and
no, not old criminals, old school criminals.
I've gone out drinking with Matt before. That evening was the drunkest I've ever seen him by a landslide.
Man,
excellent.
I have no excuse. I have no excuse. I just the cocktails were good, and they tasted non-strong. So I may have gotten like more than I should have.
What was your favorite one? Does one stick out in your mind?
There was one, I don't remember the name, and they don't have, of course, they don't have the menu, the drink menu on
No.
on their thing. But it was
They'd
a
have to transcribe it from the wood if they did.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
a rubbing or something. I don't know. I just imagine it engraved in the. I know it's not engraved in the wood, but that's how I envisioned it first because I had a failure of imagination.
I mean, I think they just
Yeah.
staple paper to it, but
Yeah.
still, you imagine however you want. It's got hinges and stuff. It's cool.
Okay.
But yeah, I got one, and I only got whiskey ones because Whiskey Matt was in full force. And I got a smoky one. It was really awesome. Like it had a smoke flavor to it, but it wasn't like normally when you get smoked cocktails, it's like it's too smoky. This was just enough. It was really awesome. I had a blast there. It really did feel like I was someone else. I even wore Alex's hat
Wow.
and looked like a gangster.
Oh yeah,
send that
Matt pulled it
picture
off.
to you.
He looked about 10 years older,
Oh yes, I did. Yeah,
but
here,
in a distinguished way, not in a not in a bad way.
You can get one of them hats then, Matt?
Again, I don't know. I don't like. I pulled it off, but I don't know if I could pull it off every day. Also, then I'd be just copying Alex. And then, like, if we ever were like walking down the street together, people would think we were a gang.
I think it's really cute when friends dress alike.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see it all the time. I love seeing it.
I don't know. I feel like I'd be,
I'm not sure that Matt and Alex are going for the cute pair.
Yeah, I don't think that's something we're going for.
It was that one person at the Burger King drive-thru who thought we were a couple.
Aw.
Oh yes. How's your partner?
I mean, I could easily see how that would happen.
We should both be so lucky.
right?
Yes.
Right?
You guys are the greatest.
I agree. Just that
Nice.
it's just a shame.
I see the
Just to say-
photo. It's good.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
That hat does suit you.
Here, I got another one too.
I was surprised it remained on his head. I've got a big old noggin. I didn't realize Matt had such a big melon on him.
Oh, I got I got a big head. It was a little loose, but yeah. So Luke, you can put these up because look at them. They're incredible. I'm gonna put another one up too. I don't think. I don't think anyone's seen this one.
This screams bald eagle to me, Matt.
Yeah, right. Oh,
There you go.
yeah, I got bald eagle, guys,
Mm-hmm.
from last week.
You look like the man in the back of the room that the Dawn sicks on people when they displease him.
Yeah.
One of my
It was that vibe exactly, especially because I was sitting in the corner just eating a full meal in a speakeasy while everyone else was getting drinks. And then Matt was dressed like that.
Nice.
And we were in like the corner table, like out of the way. It was very like mob meeting.
This looks like it could be a still from like a movie or something, except for the watch with the big fat digital display.
Yeah.
Everything else is timeless.
The one of my students said, "You look like you're gonna tell me that my father's dead."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also
so
that it's 10:04 in the evening.
yeah, and it's 10:04.
You look like like the eldest sibling of a mob family who's just learned that he's taking over.
Yeah, crime Matt. Added to the
that
books.
reminds me, actually. I went to like a games industry to-do last evening. And so I got to dress up a little bit in a nice little dress. And I wore my mask that I have. And both of my friends that came, both of my college friends, Elia and Jesse, they both said on separate occasions, because I met up with Elia first and then Jesse came way later. They both said the same thing. They said, I look like a Mortal Kombat character with like the Melina, like that type of mask.
Yeah.
They said it both completely separately. Like it was incredible. So that's like probably the high point of the week.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
It says something that the hat makes Matt look like a gangster and makes me look like a mythbuster.
It's just, it's
It's a broader issue.
It's a broader issue. It also makes me look way older. So,
It does. Yeah,
It's the good and
you
the
look
bad.
like you have grandkids in those photos.
Yeah.
You look like you have grandkids and you've maybe killed people. Both of those things.
Yeah. I like it because I'm not an intimidating guy. I'm a big old teddy bear. Unless you insult my fucking harmonica. Fucking
Mystique instantly destroyed.
okay.
I'll put the photo of me in the Melina mask on the display.
Oh, are you?
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Oh, this
This
is
is amazing.
Krullmas has come early.
Yes,
We're
so
getting
generous.
photos of the NPCs and everything.
And I also have a really stupid video that I was going to put in the Slack because they had this 360-degree camera thing that you whirl around and then takes your video. And it's the stupidest. It's really stupid and embarrassing. And I wasn't going to put it up on the Slack, but I will. So here we go. Merry Krullmas.
Look at
Krullcember.
you.
That's what it's called.
Whatever. It's all the
Krullmas
same.
is a thing.
Well, Chromus is the principal holiday of KRULLcember.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's me with my Mortal Kombat moves in the Mortal Kombat. Oh no, I took the mask off, so that doesn't even count. Anyway.
Yeah, you weren't wearing the mask that time.
Oh. No, I just took it off. It was like, you can see by the 360, by that time it was like maybe 11 o'clock at night, and it's like 80% of the people had left. It's like almost empty. And I only took it off for that one stupid thing, and then I should have left it on though, because it would have been more Mortal Kombat.
You would have, yeah. You should have ripped someone's throat out and eaten it. That's awesome. Look at you go. Look
There we
at you
go.
go.
There we go.
I love it. I'm gonna wait till it's done playing.
Oh yeah, just
For
some
me.
kind of loops.
Give
Yeah.
it the solid 29 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey guys, so you're probably been like, I clicked on this so I could watch you guys watch the making of Krull, and this is what I get. This.
We've used up almost the entire runtime of Journey to Krull in our introduction. So
Yeah. So maybe
entirely on form for us.
I know, right? If you don't know us by now, you'll never know us. Ooh.
There you
I
go.
can't say
That's okay. There'll be chapters. They can find it.
That's true.
So do we want to watch some Journey to Krull?
Heck
Do we want
yes.
we're all going in blind here.
Yeah.
None of us have watched it before.
Nope.
We're all big fans of Krull. Haven't really gone too deep into the production of Krull today. So this will be new for us in the same way that it'll be new for you, unless you've already seen it. In which case, you got a leg up on us. So
Yeah, I was gonna watch it last year, and then I'm like, no, we should save this for next KRULLcember, but it ended up being KRULLcember, so it's
What
fine.
incredible restraint, Matt.
Yeah, I'm very proud of myself. Also, when you have ADHD, you only have to do it for like a week, and then your brain does it for you. It's awesome. It's great. Yeah. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna provide the link, right?
So yeah, there will be a link to Journey to Krull down below, but we're gonna roll the dice on copyright here and also show it on screen. So if you want to see it unskewed and without the sort of TV thing going on here, then you can view it at your own leisure. Also without our voices over it, or without, or with whatever you want to do. I'm not the boss of you, but there's a link in the description below. So
Amazing.
there you go.
So we're gonna commentate on this. Hopefully, we'll miss a bunch of
we're
stuff.
gonna watch.
Yeah.
We'll talk over it.
Yep.
We'll miss things. It will be a subtractive experience. if
Really
you are here to
frustrating.
Specifically, watch
Yeah.
Journey to Krull.
I might even play.
Frustrating subtractive experience. That's our channel description.
I might even play some harmonica during it. I definitely
Oh.
will. I definitely will.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's the entire channel
how
is
can you
like
not?
how I described some of Matt's voices, where he does a voice that's so indecipherable it removes the text from my brain as I read it. It's like an unlanguage. So not only is it not conveying the information, it's preventing me from reading the information myself.
Linguistic antimatter.
I love it.
All right, folks. So we're gonna start watching Journey to Krull. Has everybody got their buttons ready?
I'm ready.
I do.
All right. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play.
In 1902, man went to the moon.
So this is
And
already
this is what it looked like.
not what I was expecting
No.
for
A
Krull.
Trip to the
Wow.
Moon was the world's first science fantasy
It's great though.
film.
I love it.
Audiences loved it.
Is
because
this
they'd
Tom
never
Bosley?
seen anything like it before.
It is Tom Bosley.
And for its
Who- I don't know who that
time, it was
is.
the most
the
exciting
father from
adventure
Happy
ever
Days.
imagined.
Okay. All right.
And also the voice of David the Gnome.
Oh.
Right now,
There it
Columbia
is.
Pictures is creating a whole new world.
Is creating. So this just came out before the movie.
During the next half hour, we will journey through Krullian landscapes
Krullian.
Oh, whoa. I was not prepared.
and meet its inhabitants. The
Julia's gonna
royals,
get jump scared by Ro multiple times during this video.
the wise men, brave men, the conjurers, seers, the slayers, the changelings, their master, the beast,
And this
and a
guy.
new hero on a perilous quest in search of the Black Fortress and the woman he loves.
God, when they made this, Liam Neeson was nobody.
Yeah, barely even any screen time here. But yeah, I also feel like the marketing team that was
Making a
like
movie
selling
like
Krull.
is an enormous job.
did not get the memo about how the beast was supposed to be kind of like a reveal later in the movie.
Absolutely.
Including the 007 stage.
Ooh.
All the James Bond films were made.
All of them.
All of
The
them.
largest stage in the world.
Is this the wide shot?
Oh, it's the wide shot.
It's the wide shot!
Is that the special effects demand so much attention?
Well, it's the
characters
bit
It's the
before wide
precursor.
shot.
Stories have
Yeah.
sometimes been neglected.
It's the close shot precursor
What
to
people
the
really
wide
care
shot.
about are people.
The Cyclops coming in looked very good.
No, he didn't. He's really scary.
Anything pleases me about this film, I think it is that the characters are people, that they act like people.
The
We
characters
on
are
another
people.
Planet.
Thanks.
Things are going to look
And they
different
act like
from
people.
the way they do on Earth. But the emotions and the motivations and the goals of the people who live on Krull are not different from the people that you and I know.
I know my motivation is to retrieve the
When you go and see
glaive.
an effect film, no one really notices who the people are. With this film, we want to notice who the people are, and we want to feel that people can come and see something really beautiful.
Yeah, I like the gallows.
This is why we point the camera at the
By far the
actors.
most collaborative medium of the arts, requiring a vast number of talents to be channeled into one final product.
Many
Look at
movies
the
instruct the
talent.
actors to behave inhumanly.
Yeah.
Quite simply, there are those who work in front of the camera
Oh, she's doing her own makeup.
Aw.
and those who work in back of the camera. And the first time they assemble, they find out who's who.
Ergo.
The point of this rehearsal always is for
Wow.
people to get to know each other.
That was a big moment.
You're working with, but have a chance to meet people, like makeup, hair, wardrobe, so that you all do at least feel part of the same
Young
film.
Liam
Wild to
Neeson.
see them all
Lyssa
in
didn't
costume.
meet makeup.
Who is in charge of designing the picture and has done all the sets. Derek Meddings, who's doing all the special effects.
Ah, so
Peter
good.
Shasitsky is the director of photography. This is Derek Cracknell, who is my assistant, and Vic Armstrong, who will make you all healthy.
He will
What?
make you healthy.
I think Peter was
Ooh.
very good with actors, and I knew I'd learn a lot working with him. And I liked what he said we'd be doing.
Don't
too.
look at me.
He
Don't
wanted
look
to
at me.
make,
Ken.
This kind of fantasy
Look
swashbuckling
away.
adventure.
The read-through is an interesting
Piercing.
phenomenon. We all dive in the deep end and hopefully give a respectable read-through.
That actor looks like he's half
This
Thundercat.
brings us all together and
Colwyn does.
Krull by Stanford Sherman, fade in.
Looks like Gene Hackman.
My father says good fighters make bad husbands.
You too are a fighter.
Perhaps we should both be worried.
It's wild to me that they redubbed her voice because
Right?
that was too British to understand.
It's incredible. They should have kept it. She's much
Yeah.
cooler.
Along the corridor, the torches of two lines of men-at-arms sequentially ignite. In the other corridor, Colwyn and Krull move towards the men-at-arms, torches having ignited as they passed.
From this day, my kingdom is no more. Nor mine. A single kingdom under our children. Agreed.
The two kings embrace and kiss passionately in front of their children.
It's very
It was cut for time.
Have a read through for films, but Peter likes it. He wanted us to see it as a whole and not just the sections.
Oh my God.
Her voice is fantastic.
Oh my God.
That's infuriating.
I'm broken inside now.
And action.
I take fire from water. I give it only to the man whom I choose as my husband.
Don't rush it, Lysette.
I bet it was that fucking producer who's like, I can't understand it.
Take the fire from my hand.
She's not a people.
What language
really on
is she
fire.
speaking? Did one of you bring her from another country?
Did you see that? She really can do fire magic. That was a behind the
Yeah.
scenes shot.
That was a
You're
practical
right.
effect.
I thought, you
It
said,
was all taken before the dub.
I thought you said goalie, but I realized she was saying his name.
danger. It's
Cool.
Maybe that's why they redubbed her.
triumphing over evil and bravery.
Let me
over
pull up my
cowardice and,
pants while I'm talking.
Well, this guy was British too, and so was fucking Ergo.
I know.
Marco joins up by mistake.
This might have been quicksand. I might have been sucked to my death while you stood there gawping.
Stuck to my death.
He's constantly making mistakes throughout the film.
We're supposed to go.
This place.
He's constantly making mistakes throughout the film.
Blast. 1,000 miles off course.
This
He's a conjurer, you know, he can change himself.
Or like one of his grandparents was a Thundercat.
He's not always very
Mhm.
accurate.
I see it.
I am Ergo the Magnificent.
Short of stature,
Tall in power,
narrow of purpose,
and wide of vision. And I do not travel with peasants and beggars. Goodbye.
He ends up staying with us basically out of fear because he's afraid to be
Oh
alone.
God!
And he kind of grows on you.
That was supposed to be a scary shot.
I've just remembered.
It's true.
I've urgent business in this direction.
Earlier, Julia described Rel as an accessibility issue.
exterior Robbie, Torquil and his band. Kagan, Oswin, Run, Bardolph, Menno, Darrow, and Swain.
Robbers.
Menno.
Did Swain ever get name dropped in the film?
Never.
That ugly could only belong to robbers. Don't worry, I'll turn them all into pigs.
Do they do that every time?
A band of men run by Torquil.
That's how you catch people.
And we'd all just escaped from prison when we're discovered.
Thieves, bandits, fighters, and brawlers.
Robbie Coltrane was dubbed over too.
We really don't want to go on this journey because all we're interested
I love it when actors just tell you the story of the movie and behind the scenes stuff.
Freedom we have, and fame is an empty purse.
Fame is what you leave to your sons.
Oh, Aenir was.
How did you know?
Looked like a fucking university professor.
Great.
If the Slayers conquer Krull, your sons will be enslaved forever.
Once their leader, Torquil, decides,
Oh God.
they basically follow him.
There's obligate carnivore in his ancestry.
Well, you heard him. We are now an army.
I hope they tell us more of the story.
We've concentrated not on recreating the past or even trying to dream up what people
They really
may
are
be
giving
wearing
away
in
the
hundreds
farm
of years'
here a
time.
bit, aren't they?
In designing the picture, Stephen Grimes has tried to create a feeling of story.
Did those guys with the giant fish horns ever show up in
The
the film?
master architect on any film is
They
the
were probably at the
production
start, right?
This is the first time
Maybe.
I've ever
I'll have to
had
go back and look.
really invent a whole world, and inventing a new world is difficult. The thing we decided on was that whatever planet it was something that was attractive and that people would accept.
Attractive and acceptable. Those are my criteria for a planet.
From what is expected.
Sounds like a 6 to me.
So that one can use
Maybe a
imagination
7.
And really have people going through fantastic looking places. So it becomes more of a fantasy, more of an adventure.
An eyeball
that
wall.
audiences
Oh,
will
yeah.
want to share.
The world is a very strange one, the world of Krull. It's like a beautiful fairy story.
It's like a world like ours, but different. Very strange. More beasts. Fewer automobiles.
Guy in the rafters throwing the styrofoam rocks. So good.
This is an enormous size, and it really, the only way to sort of give you any ideas, I suppose a man is around about that size. So you can see it's quite a large...
That's actually quite small, bud.
Ynir has tried to avoid having to come near this place because nobody...
Oh, unless he was a giant.
...enters this enormous spider's web is ever supposed to return alive, and he is forced to climb along the webbing of the web out to the cocoon. Unbeknownst to him at this stage, he has other things to contend with.
I can't recall having worked with so many special effects as I have in this film. It's very difficult when you have to see something highly dramatic when it isn't really happening at all.
I seek the widow!
Francesca Annis plays the Widow of the Web. She is the one who is able to foretell the future and is able to tell Ynir where it is the Black Fortress is going.
Man, they're just
Fancy, of course. They're sort of
they're just dumping everything on us.
Yeah.
She goes through this amazing transformation of going back to how she was when they were first met, when she was very, very young.
There were no secrets kept in this feature.
Nope.
Since Krull is a foreign
All
planet,
spoilers all the time.
Who's watching this before the movie?
powers unlike
It came out before the movie. Came out like on ABC as like a promotional.
Do you care about how something was made that you don't care about?
Because he's got.
Well, I mean, this is supposed to drum up excitement about the film before.
That's
it came out.
ridiculous.
Wow, the tiger even. That poor, heavily sedated tiger.
Just everybody going, and then they kill the beast.
The tiger's head on my lap, and so that was a big experience.
If they show the pyromancy at the end, where like Lyssa or Colwyn use fire to defeat the beast, like I'm out.
When I saw him, he's so soft.
He covered my leg with his drool because he was so
Well,
sedated.
he is a big pussycat.
He almost died.
I mean,
fucked.
Oh God. It's even for you, right? Tell me that's not.
What?
Oh my God.
No, that's fine.
Of people he's met to create the sort of character he's asked to create.
Oh, now I'm just blocking random parts of the screen now, hoping that I'm catching his face.
And copy. Nevertheless, it's very exciting to be asked to do it.
Tell me.
This is one of the Slayers.
Tell me you're okay with that. Just tell me.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing bothers me about that.
I'm more than okay with it.
I like it.
I was giddy when the relative view popped up.
While Nick Maley and his staff took months to bring their creations to life, another special effects
The design of those
headed by
Slayers is
Derek
badass.
spent a few afternoons
Yeah.
figuring out how to destroy them.
Action!
What? How dare you give this away? How dare you?
To be an actor in a fantasy film may entail hours of patient sitting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ken Marshall fucking Rocky montage.
Ken Marshall's preparation included riding,
Shirtless push-ups
Yeah, man.
with Ken Marshall.
and boxing. Bring it back. All under the supervision of stunt coordinator Vic Armstrong.
Wow, what a name for stunt coordinator, eh?
Yeah, Vic Armstrong, like that guy was destined to be a
Oh, I
stunt
thought his name was
coordinator.
Dick Armstrong.
No, his name's Nick.
Oh.
And he's really famous.
Oh.
Dick Armstrong is even more so, though.
Their goal was not only to
Arm Dick Strong.
Arm Dick Strong.
but to make him look smooth and easy.
Strong arm dick.
Strong dick arm?
That's all the permutations.
The floor of the fortress opens up, and some of us slide down inside the corridor to a
Jesus Christ.
All the sets are just real.
Wow.
I'm supposed to climb down this rope, and then these two sides start to come together.
They literally got Ken Marshall to fucking talk about the story to everybody.
We checked it all out ahead of time with the stuntman doing it, because I can only climb up the rope so many times. We don't know how many takes we have to do. And his timing was a little different than mine, evidently, because it caught me and just started crushing me.
I died.
So the panic was real by that take, is what you're saying.
In real life as well.
He looks like that Beauty and the Beast that George R.R. Martin did, that TV show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, with
Ron
Yes.
Perlman.
Months to train because they
He could be that
Yeah,
son,
his-
the son of those two.
His leonine aspect works for him, but if I were in a room with him, I wouldn't want to make sudden movements.
Scottish fighting horses. They bred them for strength and speed because they were the only things that could take the weight of the armor, you know, in medieval times. So nobody'd bother riding them for that long.
I was the first person to ride the Clydesdales from the cask. They're wonderful.
Did
because
she
they
even
haven't learned
ride
any bad
one of the
habits,
horses at the
and they're
movie?
So sweet. And
I don't think she shared a single scene with the fire mares.
to ride.
Cool that you got to ride one anyway.
Whatever.
I mean,
Whatever.
yeah, sure.
Whatever.
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 Just let her ride.
What are you gonna do? Say no to her? She's like, I'd like to
No, of
ride a
course
horse, please.
By
No.
the horses seem to be ready.
It's surprising how quickly they get into habits. We used to put them on the treadmill and they'd stand there as quiet as anything all day long until somebody said stand by, and then they'd start galloping. until somebody
Vic.
shouted,
Vic.
they'd stop.
Fuck, I was wrong.
Amazing.
Vic.
You guys can kill me
We
now.
were both wrong.
We were all wrong.
Animals was another story.
They picked it up.
We weren't.
perfectly. We picked it up. It took us a bit longer.
You take all the boys and go
He's
down
famous.
and round up those 3 or 4 and just
Yeah.
drive them up this way for me.
Right?
I really
Sure.
am a coward as where horses are concerned.
Aww.
Absolute terror.
You're very high up.
One of them kicked me in the face.
Every time I sit on a horse, I can feel myself falling off. Even
I
if
wasn't
I'm
the
not.
first stitch.
Might not be the last.
I'm the third titch. That was the second tiger.
More difficult stunts are handled by professionals who double for the actors.
Like Stick Armstrong.
Beats water skiing, doesn't it?
Done it.
And in
Double
spite
for
of the
Cyclops.
Oh gosh.
they rarely get any of the credit.
I spent 8 months
was
preparation in the gym for this. A lot of
It's
hard
Rel.
work, jogging.
That's Rel, what he
I put
looks
my
like
jogging
without
shoes
his
on,
makeup.
Aw,
jogged,
that's much
I
better.
worked with the weights, did everything. But I think it's paid off. I'm very pleased with it. We're companions, we're buddies, aren't we? See? Pardon? Oh, I see. He says, does he get paid for this extra filming? Because he's on a daily rate and he's very expensive. In fact, he's more expensive than I am. Aren't you? Eh? He is.
Then what you're trying to do between
I'm not going to say anything about that.
get them in the position I indicated just
It's
now.
very
I mean,
charming
I
moment.
enjoy a stuntman coming
Don't
up
drive
and
them right down
photobombing
into
the
corners,
actor.
Otherwise, you're going to have to do all your stunts in the mud. So you see where Ivan is now?
In the film, the time arrives when the only means that Colwyn and his people have of getting to the Black Fortress where
You're just
Lyssa
gonna
is
give
being
us all the
protected
information about the fire mares?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. There were no such thing as spoilers. Everything was just, everything was a spoiler.
Being chased by 2 of the robbers with the idea that they drive them into a box canyon.
And we come round behind them, corral them, and start trying to put ropes on them and get on their backs.
And they actually break the fire mares in and put the saddles on and then
I
set
mean, I
off
guess in the
to
late
castle.
70s and early 80s, like, they weren't as concerned about, like, you know, twists and reveals and shit like that, but
animals are performing in this film.
I feel like this very much could have been the, oh, well, I've seen the movie now kind of feature, you know?
Oh no, horsey.
These horses went through a lot.
Fantasy films have been popular since the cinema was
Oh, here we go.
They've captivated audiences with exotic creatures and places. But most of all, with the lively and lighthearted escapism they provide.
So let's show something from the last 5 minutes of the film.
Is perhaps the most complex, meticulous, and physically demanding to do. Making a movie look fun and easy.
Oh, yep, there's the fire. I guess I'm out.
But so long as moviegoers create the demand, filmmakers
Nothing
will continue
sacred.
to be put to the test
Nope.
of inventing new worlds,
Describe to us how Aenir dies holding sand.
filling the screen with their imagination.
And why?
And why, yes. Well, there's your jump scare.
No, that wasn't my jump scare.
As everyone, yeah, it was everyone except for Julia's jump scare.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I'm glad we saw that because that means I don't feel like I need to watch the movie again.
It was definitely a primer on everything you needed to know about Krull.
They truly held nothing back. No secrets.
Yeah, like, who's sitting in their living room, put this on for half an hour, and they're like, all right, I'll check this out. And then went, yeah, I don't think I need to see that. I bet
it's
it was
like
a lot
watching
of people.
a making up for Star Wars and be like, and the guy in the black helmet's his dad. Isn't that fucked up?
Wow. The forthcoming
I was hanging
release.
off of this metal scaffolding, and then my dad cuts my hand off, so I fall down. This
Exactly.
pit.
And it was real wild because, I fell for a long time and, came out the bottom.
Mhm.
Cloud City.
Every time we did it, the timing was a little bit different, so...
Yeah. That was wild.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's ruined Krull for me. Thank you, everyone.
KRULLcember canceled.
No, that was quite interesting.
Yeah, we learned all kinds of
Dubbing
stuff.
was
Yeah.
a questionable
How the
decision.
Grinch stole Krullmas.
The dubbing was a questionable decision to begin with.
Yeah.
But hearing the
I
actors'
feel-
voices cements that.
Yeah, I think
I'm even less like I don't understand the reason to spend money on that.
Yeah.
And two, what's wrong with Lysette Anthony's fucking voice or Robbie Coltrane's?
I am definitely in love with 80s Lysette Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
That was not even a strong accent when compared to like a sort of North American English.
Yeah, you'd think she'd sound like My Fair Lady or something.
Yeah, there are inscrutable accents in England, for sure. That was not one of them.
That was not one of
I
them.
thought you could come into that like sounding like Cockney, like fucking Rose from Doctor Who or something like that. I would have overdubbed her, but
guaranteed she was hired partially because she sounded like a queen or princess.
Yeah,
so
posh.
stupid. I blame that guy. I blame the guy. I blame the producer.
Blame the guy.
So the conclusion being is that watching this has made us all enjoy this KRULLcember less overall.
Oh, not me.
No? Okay.
No.
This got me into the KRULLcember spirit for sure.
Oh yeah, no, this is great. Yeah, absolutely, I'm in 100%.
I was chilled watching Titch talk about the tiger and then seeing just the shot of the definitely super sedated tiger lying on his lap. But that was already a disturbing scene for me. I think about that every time I watch Krull.
Oh yeah.
I'm happy that the kid's takeaway from that was like the tiger was big and soft. And
super positive. Yeah.
Yeah. Not like it was fucking terrifying or something like that,
Yes, whoever was making that scene happen prioritized the fact that the actor felt safe, which is, that's probably pretty good, considering Colwyn nearly got pinched in half by the set.
Yeah.
Apparently multiple times.
Timing was a little bit different every time.
The real trauma there.
It's interesting to see all the actors who have been making this movie, because I think you have to sort of believe in it a bit, right? Like, especially if if you're a young Liam Neeson and you haven't had that many roles, and any one of them could be your break.
Liam Neeson wasn't spoiled in this because I don't think we saw him, did we?
We did.
Only very briefly.
Just like the movie. Okay, it's fine. It works out.
He was on screen for a moment.
He was in his sweater reading at the script reading.
Okay.
Yeah, he was an unimportant nobody at this point, so,
Because when you're being interviewed by people who will later cut this together, you want to be seen as believing in what you're doing. So, Coltrane's going to talk about all the things that he likes about this movie. And, had we gotten the chance to ask him about it, he probably would have been like, yeah, it was a roughly polished turd.
I mean, I bet that during the making of Krull, the people that were doing Krull probably had a good time. It feels like the kind of movie that people were enjoying making, to me.
Yeah. Like seeing the stuntman come up behind Rel's actor and startle him.
Yeah.
It's a very charming moment.
They're just having fun. Like, whether it turned out to be, to set the world on fire or anything like that, or to be the underappreciated gem that it actually was, like, here we are. Do we want to make this a double feature? Do you want to watch how I designed the creatures for Krull from Nick Maley?
Yeah, this one's about half the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could do it.
All right. Once again, the link will be down below, but let's go ahead and have a watch.
I am worried that this guy might be boring, but he might be amazing. He might be both.
We'll do our best to either improve or subtract from the experience.
Either way, I love his work.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely.
No matter
if he's boring,
what
will be
did.
the interesting part.
Yeah, I think, because this guy designed Rel.
Yeah,
isn't that nice?
So yeah, already I'm not starting off on the right foot with him, but I'm going to keep an open mind.
I'm assuming that because Nick Maley describes himself as the Yoda guy, that he is also the person that created the Yoda puppet.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, what other reason would you give yourself that name if you are like a guy who makes creature models and prosthetics?
There's no official designation for that title, though. So, who knows?
I suppose, but
there
are ways to find out, which we're not going to engage.
This guy might just be. This guy also might just be, telling lies on the internet.
Mm-hmm. It happens.
Like,
it happens sometimes.
I designed Yoda, sure. Yeah.
You're run-of-the-mill internet charlatan.
I don't know that I want to start slandering this guy when we're borrowing a video off of his.
I'm not slandering. I'm just I'm saying
It's happened. Is all
we
we're
don't
saying.
know. We're going into this cold.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready?
Hold on. Just hold on.
Exactly the kind of footage you're looking for.
Oh yeah, no, this guy's the real deal. All right, here we go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I knew he was.
Yeah. Real deal.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
Nick, for believing.
Sorry, Nick.
Otherwise, so.
God, can you forgive me? You're already suing us.
But look, it's just how the internet's like nowadays. You can't believe anything you read. So.
No. Okay,
Nick Maley, if for some reason you're watching this, your work touched our lives.
Yes.
A very happy KRULLcember to you.
Actually,
yeah, I fucking love Krull, and also most likely a bunch of other stuff you worked on.
75% of us love Rel.
Yes,
I like the other work you did in the movie. So
oh my God!
And I think Rel was designed to be challenging to look at. It seems to have worked more strongly on some people than on others.
Nick overdid it.
Yeah. He did a bunch of stuff. He worked on a bunch of stuff. He worked on Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back. He worked on Clash of the Titans, Superman 2, The Shining. He's just dude's the real deal.
Nice.
Oh wow, he's got another video on his channel called Inside the World of Krull.
Hey.
It's 2 hours long. It's him with interviews.
Holy crap!
Whoa. Next
hell yeah.
KRULLcember.
Next KRULLcember.
All right. Let's go, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm stoked now.
Me too.
All right. Well, we're going to start watching in 3, 2, 1, play. Mainly Cine Secrets, Krull.
Krull was undoubtedly the happiest movie that I ever made.
There you go.
It came at a time where I was really expanding as a designer of creature effects. I'd been working on Return of the Jedi. My boss, Stuart, had been...
he did both of the movies?
By myself, so he was being a little restrictive, and so it was time for me to expand and start to do my own movies. I went into Pinewood Studios to do a movie called The Hunchback of Notre Dame with Anthony Hopkins, which you'll learn more about later on in the museum. That was only a 4-week project, and as I got towards the end of that, Ron Silverman, the producer for Krull, came to see me and asked me if I would take over this $40 million movie. They had been having some creative differences with my old friend Chris Tucker, who'd been doing pre-production on that movie.
Chris Tucker?
So with just 6 weeks of pre-production left, they came and asked me if I would take over the movie. And
it's a career shift.
For what we had to do in that 6 weeks was really a very short period of time. But I was hungry and I wanted to make my mark, and so I took on the job.
I think it's wild that this guy worked on the movie that also destroyed this movie in the box office.
I have a big budget at my disposal. I was able to start to pull in a crew of people. I got Bob Keane, who'd been working with me on some of the other movies, to come and join me as he became my number 2 later on. And it was just a very exciting time for me, where people gave me respect for the fact that I
thought he was going to say for the first time.
And so I was able to do pretty much, what I wanted.
Well, I think it's fantastic that they're like...
When I put up this display for Krull, I really thought
just giving this guy sort of the run of the show,
Yeah.
The thing he wanted to do.
It is actually a favorite movie amongst a lot of people who were young at that time.
Hello.
Damn right.
It's got quite a sizable cult following.
Right here.
Right here.
One of the most difficult effects on
I wasn't even born.
Was the making of the Beast. It was an extraordinary.
I hadn't seen this until only a few years
for
ago.
that period of time. Remember, we had.
I
no
watched
CGI.
it in the 80s.
This was 1982, and I don't believe.
Look at that.
anyone
That's
had ever
incredible.
built a
I
suit
love
that
the design of the
complicated
Beast.
At that point in time,
that did not get nearly enough screen time.
No.
And
it was not really like showcased well.
No.
The eyes and eyelids were radio controlled, and the actress could actually see out through them. The teeth moved separately too, and so did the snout. The hands, I like particularly, they had 12 fingers and they all worked. The 6th finger operated off the 5 of the performer, and the 6 upper fingers stood out as the hand below clenched. The lungs and the heart moved as well. The heart would pump fluids right through the body. You could see them traveling up through
waste.
the hair into the head, and the lungs had a bag over them filled with fluid. That meant when the mechanism
worked so hard on this.
You could see the fluid moving.
That's incredible.
In the chest.
So little screen time, and mostly in the dark.
You can see the mechanism that's underneath.
Kind of reminds me of the
all
alien
those ribs,
in Alien.
Moved independently from that
Yeah,
one
so much
motor.
work. Barely
you
see
can
it.
Also see the head mechanism without the skin on. Inside, we put a female performer. That's because I wanted to get away from the classic stuntman in a suit look, and she had a tiny waist, and we were able to build up the shoulders to make her look more spectacular. Optically, we made the Beast look bigger. You could see the assistant director standing next to.
Well, they made the Beast look a
suit
lot
now,
bigger in the
so
movie.
You see, it was actually not as big as it looked on screen. Generally, I was very happy with the effects on set. But unfortunately, I wasn't too happy with the way that was filmed, because you really didn't get to see those details. And that led me
we're with you,
later on
Nick.
to wanna
Yeah.
direct my own sequences.
This guy's my favorite guy.
The Cyclops was another
Nick,
character.
not Rel. Fuck Rel. No, I'm just kidding. I love Rel.
That's proven to be very popular. A lot of people.
Julia's gone.
It was a strange mixture of animatronic upper.
Oh, good. I didn't have to move my thumb for that one.
That was mechanical.
Hey, this is cool. This will show you that it's not real.
Glued to the actor's face, so that that he
It
could
can't hurt
deliver
you.
the
It can't
lines. The part was played by Bernard Breslaw, who was a very good-natured guy. First, we'd put on a bald cap to protect his head. The whole mask then fitted over his face, and the lower
So
part
all of Rel's
was
face was a
glued
mask. It
to
wasn't
the
like
bottom part of his face with a special mixture that we made so it could be removed daily. Lips were applied over that to put it
Oh,
on,
God.
and
I like
and
the
wig
tie.
would go on the top.
Yeah.
The eyes and eyebrows were radio
Rel
controlled.
attending
And if
his
you have a copy of the
graduation
DVD,
ceremony.
you can
That's
actually
him.
see photos
I saw
of me,
him in the last video. Look at him. He's so young.
Back end. Bernard was a great guy. He'd become famous in England for playing a part in Bootsy and Smudge, where he was kind of dumb, but he was actually a very smart guy who would, talk to you about all kinds of things you didn't know. The one set of creatures that I didn't like in the movie were the Slayers. It was something
I just said I love the Slayers.
When I agreed to take on the movie, I said to the producer that really with the Widow of the Web that needed to be done, and the Beast, and the Cyclops, and the Emerald Seer's transformation, I really wasn't going to have enough time in 6 weeks to also build an army of Slayers. And he said to me not to worry, because he had a prop maker who was building those creatures, and that it wasn't something that I would need to do.
Another guy doing
I was
Slayers.
a little cautious, so I asked him the next time he was going up to see, how things were going there, to take me along. And when we got there, I looked at what they were doing, and I took Ron aside and I said, I'm a bit concerned, because I really think that this could end up looking like a bunch of lumps of rubber stuck on a black leotard. And I thought that would be the end of it. I suggested to him, what he should say to try to take that to something that was more practical. Anyway, 10 days before we started filming principal photography on the movie, he came to me and said that the Slayers were a complete disaster and that the movie would fold if we couldn't solve the problem in the next 10 days.
10 days to do the Slayers.
Whoa.
Panic stations, brought in some extra people, and we started working 2 12-hour shifts, 24 hours a
And not
day,
just one
in
either.
order to make 40 Slayers in 10 days.
God, what a miracle.
There was also stop motion versions that had to be built as well. Personally, the Slayers was something that I really didn't like. I thought they looked like men in suits, which is what I always try to avoid. But considering the time restraints and
I love the
panic
Slayers.
that we were in, I
As a
guess they worked out
producer,
okay.
if somebody
The
said I
production
needed
companies
40
were
suits
very
in 10
appreciative,
days from
and,
scratch because the last
that
one doesn't
was
work,
something
I would
that,
just say, you can't
was
have
special
that.
for me.
We won't be making a movie today.
Moving cameras to film the making of the movie. I was in the middle of something on one of the sets when they grabbed a hold of me and said, "Oh, they want to film you on stage 4." And I went over there and found myself faced with a bunch of Slayers, which they asked me to talk about. Now, if you look at the DVD version of the movie, you'll see me talking about it there. I've got this blank look on my face where I'm waffling on about something that I really didn't like and wondering why they didn't ask me about the Beast or the Cyclops. The Widow of the Web was...
I mean, I enjoy the candor at least.
Oh, yeah.
Prosthetic makeup. It had 22
I love it.
Different
Me
pieces.
too.
And transformed Francesca Annis from a beautiful woman into a craggy old hag who had spent her life
Rude.
in the center of a crystal spider's web.
I
made her look
I'm going to
very
go ahead and
miserable
say
very sour
I'm not
because
sure that
I
the
felt that suited
aging
the
makeup
personality of the
on
character.
the Widow of the Web was necessary.
Francesca herself.
Yeah, who's to say how sorcerers age?
Because,
It didn't really add much to the film, like at all.
of the role.
That she was old and then became young, and then became old again and died?
Face to be very old, bitter, twisted, depressed, having spent her life with a crystal spider. So as the pieces went on, she became more and more bitter. She became more and more difficult to deal with, and actually put about an extra hour on the makeup time.
It was an excellent piece of prosthetic, but
which only took a short while. She reverted to
he could have had so much
charming
more time on the
person that
Slayers.
everybody knew. Derek Meddings, who was the special effects supervisor on that movie, who was a really charming guy who died a few years ago, he would look at Francesca in her old age makeup, and he was a real gentleman. He would pull out chairs for her like she was his grandmother, and go and get her cups of tea, and try to look after her like she really was an old lady.
Punched me repeatedly. For no reason. I'm just being honest. All these years later. Love that.
That was
Nick,
sweet.
That was awesome.
That was not my personal best in terms of reaction content, because I was captivated the entire time.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of lull for us to talk through.
No.
I apologize for stepping on top of it a few times. Please do go back and rewatch that on his channel as well.
He went for it. He was just like, that guy's got stories.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
There's a thing about making a monster and then obscuring it, and the trend started with movies like Jaws and Aliens and stuff like that, where there were limitations to the technology. The rubber shark in Jaws was not particularly compelling, and so it is glimpsed rather than seen in the movie, and that ended up making the movie much more terrifying, and that became kind of a staple of horror movies, where you glimpse the thing but you don't see it. I think in Krull, where the beast was made to withstand scrutiny, not giving it that scrutiny might have been a mistake.
Yeah. And you wouldn't
definitely wasted. Like, there was a lot of waste of this guy's talent,
and you didn't have to show him to be like well lit the whole time. But I agree with you. Yeah. Just
exactly. Like it's almost like they put or they required effort in like inverse to the required effort.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the beast, absolutely, like as a model and as a creature and stuff like that, they did they would have needed to do a lot for the brief amount of time that it appears on screen. The aging prosthetics on the width of the web, I don't know, it doesn't add, it doesn't subtract. It looks great, like it is an excellent piece of special effects makeup, but like 10 days to do the Slayers, when the Slayers are like one of the most prominently featured things in the movie, that's wild. That's crazy fucking wild.
I love the Slayers. I think they're fucking awesome.
Me too.
I think they're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Knowing that was like, 40 of those suits were made in 10 days with absolutely no like planning.
Oh yeah.
Absolute like that's god tier shit right there.
It's a testament to his craft.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it goes to show we're most critical of our own stuff too, because we love the Slayers. No complaints. Like, that's not a thing about the movie that I had any complaints about. And it is surprising to learn that they were made last minute.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the guy was just like, yeah, I don't like, just guys in suits, and that's ultimately what I had to make, right? But I would have loved to have seen his vision for the Slayers, given the time and effort that he could have potentially put into it, if they had deprioritized or put less priority on like creating a beast that was going to get, maybe 2 minutes of screen time, and using very little of the actual stuff that they were trying to show off,
Yeah.
One of the great obstacles I think Krull faced is not having Luke as a producer. Because I've had Luke as a producer, and Luke is much more focused on, does or does not this task separate us from the goal of making a video game?
Well, I mean, like, that is the test, right? But
similarly, like, the movie would be the same amount of movie if the Widow of the Web just looked like a young woman, right? Because who is to say how a powerful magical creature ages? That transition doesn't add a whole lot. It's a nice moment, but like, I don't think that barred their path from it being a movie or not.
Hell, like, they did a bunch of unnecessary overdub. They could have gotten an elderly actress to come in and like act her piece when she was aged, and then brought Francesca in as the voice and then as the younger version. You know?
Yeah. How many makeup changes does it take before it's just cheaper to pay 2 actors?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, getting the vocal sync and stuff like that done and making it look realistic is a whole thing. But I mean, they already went in and overdubbed a bunch of stuff. Obviously, they were putting time and effort into it.
Yeah.
I feel for the designer here. In the past, when I worked on projects where Luke was not a producer, I would encounter things like the Slayers, where like, here's a laundry list of things, and I'd be like, cool, here's something that we're not doing right away. Like this right here, we're not doing that. And then sure enough, like a week before the thing comes out, it's like, hey, you know that thing I promised we wouldn't do? Not only are we doing it anyway, but on a fraction of the time. When from the get-go you said it would be impossible.
Yeah.
That reminds me of an excellent conversation that we had in when we were working on Myth Force. Is when we came with the concept for Nagas to put into the game, which is, you know, if you're not familiar with the concept, is upper body of a human and then big fucking snake tail. And Alex's response to me was, oh, if we did that, we would be like doing GDC talks for years to come about how we accomplished it. And I was like, oh, so that means we're not doing it then, right? I was like, yeah, pretty much.
GDC
sometimes you just have to sometimes you just have to sacrifice a choice, right?
That was not me saying I didn't want to do it. That was my best articulation of maybe we could do 10 other monsters instead. Although it was pitched to me to do a procedurally animated bat, and I had similar feelings about the procedurally animated bat, but it did actually end up working better than I thought it would. So sometimes those things do surprise you.
Although the bat has the luxury of being in the air and not having to navigate like a lot of other obstacles that the Naga tail would have had to. So
yeah,
Absolutely.
I'd have gone beetle instead of bat for like expense reasons in terms of like making it and animating it. But the bat did exceed my expectations on that stuff. So, you know, you never know. Sometimes you got to try shit.
We got beetle in the form of our Graves creatures anyway. So,
but not making Slayers in 10 days. Don't do that. That's not some of the shit you should try.
Yeah. Like if you're gonna do that, obviously call Nick Maley here, but well, don't put that pressure on him. But like apparently he's the guy that can get that shit done. But
he could probably do it in 8 days this time because now he knows how to do it.
You know what? Do you think we could get him? Do you think we could interview Nick next year?
I don't know that we could, but maybe
we could reach out to him. I bet he'd do
try.
it.
Yeah. We miss all the shots we don't take, I suppose.
It's true.
I
really thought that Rel's lower face was the actor's face, and it was just blended with makeup.
Too.
It sort of it sort of wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like it was a latex face over his face, and it was just articulating the movements of his face. But like, yeah, I was surprised to see that it wasn't just like blended into his cheeks and stuff like that. So it had like his regular nose and mouth.
I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised to hear that because I don't look at his face, so I didn't know what it looked like.
What did you think? Did it make you like Rel more?
No. No. It's horrific. It's horrific.
The most surprising thing to me was in the first video we watched, the actor who played Rel, whose name escapes me just now.
Bernard Breslau.
He is giving his interview and his eye is moving and blinking. And I was like, oh, wow, yeah, I suppose that would have to be a practical effect, wouldn't it? And then they went on to explain it in this video that we just watched. And that means the guy with the remote control was just off screen doing the eye work just for the interview, which is very cool.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Well, just caring that Rel looks alive even in a piece of promo material.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do appreciate that. Well, that's the stuff that we've got. Unless we wanted to put 2 hours into this other video from this guy's webpage,
Oh God!
Then we'd be like stealing about like an eighth of his content or something like that. So
No. We gotta save stuff for next year.
And given how, because we went into both of these blind, and Nick Maley's breakdown of his work here was like much more detailed. Than I had expected it would be. So, I would be of two minds about taking a huge amount of content and just reacting to it because it's a different sort of content than I thought.
Also, like I think it was like a stream. He did it as a stream for 2 hours and just talked with somebody else about it. So listen, maybe we should try to get him and talk. Let's ask him some questions next year. Can you imagine?
I would love to.
That'd be awesome.
This video was posted 12 years ago.
Yeah. He's fine.
I'm just noticing that now.
I looked him up. He's alive.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
75.
Well, that's about all the it's about all the content we've got for you today. So thank you for joining us, everybody. Happy KRULLcember. Stick and stay for more Krull content coming at you next week.
Next week it's gonna be a more art focused KRULLcember episode. So
if you have design notes for how you would fix Rel and resolve that accessibility issue, let us know in the comments or on our Discord.
Remove his entire head.
Just an eye protruding from a neck stump.
Just a neck stump. That's all we need. It's fine. Perfect.
Then he really wouldn't be a Cyclops, would he?
Well, that's another thing, talking about the special effects. We don't really need a Cyclops in this movie. We could just have a giant. He could just have been a giant. That would have saved money. There would have been more time for the Slayers, Matt. There you go.
But then they'd have to rewrite the lore about how the Cyclops race had traded an eye.
Yeah.
For what do they trade?
Also, like...
for the ability to see the future, but the evil genie twist was that they could only see their own deaths.
Yeah.
We could gloss over that part. Can't they just
like
giants that can see the future?
Like one way you could do it is just put the eye in the usual spot, and there's just no eye in the other spot. Because they had two eyes and they traded one. Why is there one eye in the middle?
You're right. There we go. That actually is more accurate.
No, I love Rel. I love everything about him. I think
so controversial take. I think a Cyclops is inherently disturbing. I don't know that there's any one way to slap an eye in the middle of a creature's head and for people to look at it and be like, that's cool.
Oh, you wait. We'll see. Next week, also leave us your questions for Krull. Can we get questions for Krull? Do you even have the sound word? Do you have it?
Yeah. I don't know that it's on the soundboard though.
So we gotta add it for next week. That's good. Good questions.
Yeah, the video thing isn't even running right now. So
questions.
I've said it before. I'll field questions for Krull year round.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
questions for Krull are always open.
Always open. Hey everybody, thanks. Happy KRULLcember. You just wait. We've got at least another week in us. Maybe two.
At least one more.
At least one more week. For sure.
Maybe two. If we record 2 next week, then we'll have 3 weeks of content.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's really just until Julia's like, yeah, guys, I can't do this anymore.
No, but then it's going to be holidays time.
I mean, Rel doesn't even appear on Krull Pinball.
Oh, heavens. Bless Pinball.
Krull Pinball. Yeah, you guys don't even know. You don't even know what you kind of do now. You kind of know what we have in store. But you wait.
Those of you who watched this far.
Yeah. All right, see you next week. Stick and stay.
20 minutes of this nonsense. Thanks, everybody. Stick and stay. We'll see you next time. Have yourselves a future.
Happy KRULLcember.
Truly into you.
Yeah.
Happy KRULLcember. Bye. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
It's perfect.